Cribb Show.
Hey, first off, man, don't be ringing my doorbell like that, man. Come on in the crib, man. Don't be ringing my doorbell 2-3 times. That's right. Welcome to the crib. So welcome to the crib, man. My crib is your crib. You already know, man. When you in the crib, just anything goes, bro. So, matter of fact, I got a shout out to my guest who came by the crib, arguably from one of the best rap duos. He's also an accomplished musician. I would say a musician because he's done so much in the music game. Also the president, well, you're not the president, but the former president of good music. Also worked with likes of Pharrell, Kanye West, Jay-Z, Rick Ross. Also wrote like jingles for McDonald's, Arby's, Also, he's a representative where I'm from, VA, which stands for very artistic. No, I'm just joking. But, my man Pusha T, man.
What up?
How you doing, man?
What's up, man?
Thank you, bro, for, keeping your word, man.
Come on, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, let's jump right into it, man. Diet Coke, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you watch the video, it reminds me and a lot of people of Flavor in Your Ear. Was that inspiration?
1,000%.
1,000%?
Yeah, man. Like, when it comes to my music, Ye likes me to rap over a lot of stripped down beats.
Mm-hmm.
And he always says that less is more because my voice is an instrument.
Right.
And, I think he carried that over from the music to the video.
Okay.
And because that was his idea. He was like, man, we just need the ill performance scenes. It's just us, and we just need to be killing it. Like it's we don't need a whole bunch of things to distract. He was like, man, we need to do Flavor in Your Ear over again. That's like the perfect video. Got every point across, but it was fly, but it was simple.
Right. And he puff.
Yeah, exactly. You see, you see him doing his 2-step.
Right. So even in the when you talk about the video,
yeah,
and I grabbed that flavor from your ear, and from that last verse that you mentioned, Puff and Jay-Z,
yeah,
you the flow and the cadence kind of reminded me of Big. That Big influenced that.
Of course, man. Everybody know Big is like one of the greats, and they say lyrically, so on and so forth, but to me, it's like his melodies and his cadences is what really sticks out to me.
Mm-hmm.
He would sing the hardest verses.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And that is like, it's kind of, it's scary when you think about it, just like how dope he was, how smooth he was with the flow, how melodic he was, but it was saying so much sinister stuff.
Right.
So it's like sort of catches you, you know what I'm saying? Sort of catches you and locks you in, and then you realize like what you're saying.
Right.
Man, this guy's out of his mind.
Yeah, because that line, "You so fine, I suck on your daddy's dick,"
Oh,
always
man.
got me I'll be like, what?
Bro, that's I'm not even discussing that.
Right.
I'm not even discussing that.
But
bar.
I'm just saying, as far as the melodic and being able to grab you and bring you in,
Right.
You're not even really paying attention to it till you really sat down and think about it.
Right.
So Kanye and 88 Keys made the beat.
Yep.
And how did that come about? You know what I mean?
A lot of times, you had a situation where like the Neptunes did half the album, and you got Kanye doing half the album. So I would, I go to one and I'd be playing what I had from the other,
Mm-hmm.
and vice versa.
Right.
And I played him some stuff, and he was like, he was like, man, it's this beat, man. This is beat 88 played, and I'm telling you, like, you need some of that, like. And I honestly feel like he was like, I got to do some stuff to it, but just take it. And I think it's enough for you to write to, and then we can,
So who idea was it to put Fat Joe in it, man?
Oh, that was his. Yeah,
that was his idea?
Yeah, man.
That's
He's a full
dope.
producer, man.
I rock with Fat Joe, man. Yeah, that's
real dope right there.
That's real dope right there. When I heard that, you know what I'm saying? So What's the title of the album? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't really say that right now.
What?
Yeah, can't say that right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a surprise to everybody.
I mean, it's just, just a little early.
So
just
okay.
a little early.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about you take the music to Pharrell and you take, the Kanye, what are the similarities between those two? Because they both are one of the dopest producers ever. And what are the differences between those two?
When it comes to Pharrell, he wants like compositions. He wants like full songs, structured songs. That's what he's into. He feels like the music travels further when it's structured in a particular way.
Mm-hmm.
When it's Ye, he likes very mixtape level raps.
Mm-hmm.
He wants mixtape raps, and he just makes the best out of that. He feels like if that's as pure as you are, then we gonna build around that. And I think it made for a good combination on the album. So I feel like you get a mix of like, mixtape, street Pusha T, kind of boom bap, and then you get those songs that are just like infectious from beginning to end.
Right.
From Pharrell.
From Pharrell.
Yeah.
On a genius scale, like if you gave a genius scale for both, like for Kanye, what from 1 to 10, what would you?
Oh no, 10.
10.
Kanye's a genius, 1000%.
Yeah.
Like ain't no two ways about that. Ain't no. You seen everything he done musically. You seen everything he done musically, everything he done fashion. You see how he got his hand on the pulse of whatever's going on out here. When he say go, the people go. That takes genius level engineering, period.
Yeah, because, to be a part of two of the dopest producers ever in the game, man, you very blessed, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
To be close with them, not just, you be cool with them, but no, like, you came up with P, you know what I'm saying? And then, you transition with Kanye, but still rocking with P. Just how that genius around you, has it rubbed off on you, and how has it?
Man, I would say probably in my decision making a little bit. One thing I'm really, I feel really bad about being in the music game this long is I don't know a damn thing about production. Like, man, it just ain't in me. Like, it's just not. Producing a beat is just not my thing.
Have you sat down and tried?
Well, it ain't that I haven't sat down and tried, but it's like, man, I feel like those guys hear things that I don't hear. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I feel like that's why their music is so good. Like they hear like even with the raps for this album, like both of them were like, nah, you need to attack this like this, and they were just like humming just flows, and you need to go at it like this, because they hearing the song and its total package already. They're like, they give me a beat and hear like the whole thing without having no words to it. So it's like, it's that direction that makes, the some of the melodies for, even for Diet Coke, Ye did that one, but he was like, he heard it all the way through, and he was like, nah, this it, like you go at it like this, and then you just go at it like that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So how did he approach you, or what prompted him to say, okay, I think you can be the president of good music? How did that come about? Was it y'all having different discussions, and then?
Nah, what happened was, it happened because I would always bring him like music of like what was hot. So like at the time, for example, I was like, man, my favorite artists were like Chief Keef and Dirk and them at the time. This is back when we did Don't Like.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So I was like, man, he was like, what's hot? Like, we, I live here, he lives bi-coastal. And we get up every so often, and he just be like, man, before we even get in anything, he be like, man, what's crazy? Like, you heard anything crazy? And I'd be like, yeah, I'm sort of rocking with this, and I just put on what it is. And so, I think it started with Chief Keef.
Oh, you turned him on to Chief Keef?
Yeah.
Oh, and he from the Chi.
Right.
That's what's up, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was like him, it was Dirk, it was like all of them. And I was like, man, we should just sign them if we could. And, and I was like, man, if we could sign them, like,
damn,
you just let them do their own thing because they got their own wave. So
right.
Just let them go. But you from Chicago, it just makes sense. It didn't happen, but we did do the remix.
Right.
So,
man,
it was that, and then you had like, just bringing designer, hearing the designer record, and it was like that was on SoundCloud, and I was like, yo, this is designer record that is like ringing off on this SoundCloud, like it's going crazy.
Now, was you surfing on SoundCloud to find designer, or somebody put you on to designer?
Somebody put me on to designer.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody put me on to designer, and they was like, man, it's this kid, man. He sound like Future, but he don't. It's something like he got like. They just knew he was from New York, so they could tell like the Brooklyn isms, I guess, within what he, what he was doing. And it was like, but it was like, but the record going. So then I took it and I was like, yo, check this out. What y'all think? And they was on it, but the record was just so instant. Then from there, like my manager, he went, fished him out. He from Brooklyn, so he went, fished him out, so on and so forth.
Okay.
And that's how he got over to Good.
Oh, man, that's dope. Because a lot of people didn't really, see that whole scenario with designer at first. Because he sounded so much like Future. Because at that time, I was doing radio in Atlanta. And when it came out, everybody thought it was Future.
Future tried to sign him, too.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't even know that, man. Okay, so back on the album, is Pharrell and Kanye the only two producers on there?
Yeah, there are a few co-producers. But you got Pharrell, you got Kanye, of course. Chad's on there.
Okay,
well.
yeah.
He's on a couple tracks.
That's sure. What's up with Chad, man. So running down your ritual, man. You still writing, or are you some people be reciting.
Oh, nah.
Oh, you writing?
Yeah.
So what's your ritual?
I'm a visual
right.
artist, like pen pad.
Okay, so you got candles? Or in the car?
No.
Or what's your favorite?
Car, shower.
You be writing in the shower?
No, I mean not. You get the idea in the shower.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like if that's the most freestyling I'm gonna do. It's just something about water and freestyling in the car. But you get those ideas there, and then you like put them down. I gotta put them down because I gotta see.
Right.
I got to like see. I can't even write on like wrinkled paper. Like it gotta be like I buy new notebooks, just have them.
Oh damn! That's you know what I'm saying. So that's dope, and that you from VA, and you from the beach, so you around the water. So you think that has the effect of you want being in the shower and the water and all of that?
Man, it's something. I think there's something. You might even can like look this up, but it's something about like the constant of like running water and things like that. Like you get trapped in when you're thinking about something while that's happening, you're like sort of trapped in the rhythm of that, and like your thoughts just keep. I mean, I think it might be a word or something for it. I don't know. Somebody like Pharrell tells me about it all the time. He'd be like, "Yo, nah, I do the same thing." He was like, "Dog, but it's a reason for that." I just forgot what it's called.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, that's dope, man. That's very interesting too. That you will be in the car, and a lot of your ideas and stuff come, because a lot of ideas and stuff come to me too when I'm driving, especially when I'm driving long distance. Because when I used to be coming from Atlanta, I could drive from Atlanta to VA with no music.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With no,
hell
but see, you understand.
Hell
a lot of people be like, "Nigga, you crazy. You can't drive with no music."
What, dog? And this now, okay, you can do that. We can do that with no music. Think if I just got a beat tape. This is.
Oh wow. Okay.
Like, I might not even feel like rapping. But just all it take is one spark. You You know what I'm saying? And it sometimes it comes just like that.
Okay, so a lot of people, feel like you're not a public person. They don't really know who you are as Terrence. Is that deliberate, or you know what I'm saying?
I think that like the internet is such a clown show that like I just choose not to, like, if I got something to talk about, if I got something going on, then yeah. Other than that, I don't like how it looks all the time. And I feel like you inserting yourself in something that don't look cool. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. So I choose not to. I mean, I choose to, like, I let people, like, I'm in the music business, so I feel like we should talk music. We should talk lifestyle. We should talk, popular culture, just the culture. We should talk things that have to do with hip hop culture. We should talk about, things that your fans already want to know about you. They, things that help them latch on to you. I be with that all the time. Okay. But it's just like, a lot of people, like, I don't post my,
what you ate yesterday, and all that, you know what I mean?
If it was crack, I might. I'd be like, oh, that shit crack. Like, man, y'all need to come here, or if I, give somebody a look or something that I feel like is warranted, I'd be like, yo, this is, it's dope. But other than that, you can really get, people can really confuse you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't like to be confused.
Now, because I consider you, once you break your lyrics down, because, I have a program that I do with kids that I started in Atlanta in 2008 called Poems Over Pistols, Pain on Paper. So what it is, I teach kids how to redirect anger, pain, trauma into writing a rap, poem, song, or short story.
Dope.
So, when you break down your lyrics, you're a poet because you have the metaphors, similes, all the elements of a poet. Did you write poems back in the day when you was coming up?
Nah, I didn't. My brother did.
Okay,
my brother
Gene.
Gene always wrote. Like, as far as I can remember, like, being a kid, we 5 years apart, and like, what I like to get his attention. As a younger brother, I would like rip up his like rap book. While I crinkle it up, while I like throw it. You know what I'm saying? Right. But like that's how in tune to writing he was. You know what I'm saying? Before I even thought about, I'm like, why you doing that? The people on TV do that. Like, what you doing? Stupid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he'd be like, he would, he just ignore me or whatever. And then as I got older, and I like just took an interest in music, just like, break dancing and stuff like that. And, then I'd tell him something like, man, MC Hammer's like the greatest. And he'd be like, he's the greatest entertainer. Don't say he the greatest rapper. He the greatest entertainer. He good. But this is who's who and this is what's what. And I was like, what you mean? He got on his pants. The pants was shiny, nigga. You crazy. Right. I'd be like, nah, nigga, you see me typewritering, nigga. Like, and, but like, it was that teaching. So boom, I went from looking at it one way, then like getting into like music and then understanding the difference, him teaching me the difference. And then it evolved into, me going to Chad's house. Chad lived across the street from me, like, across Kempsville Road from me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I go over there, skip school, and they be doing their thing. And then my brother come, and they really be, writing and making songs. And I was like, man, let me try this one day. And I was like, let me try. I'm gonna write a rap. But that's just from me being, I was in it every single day, watching it. It was only a matter of time before it was like, let me try my hand.
And once you tried it, that's when you found the magic.
Yep. Once I tried it, I was like, man, I was like the best emulator of like man, Andre 3000.
Hey, that's one of my
Prodigy.
niggas right there.
Yeah, I was
Stacks.
like, listen, I was trying to copy Stacks. I was copying Kiss. I was copying Prodigy. I was copying them, you know, just for like. There were sweet spots that I found in all of their flows, and I was like, man.
dope.
So I was like, damn, like I gotta do like this, so I gotta tweak it so I can camouflage it, so you don't know where I got it from, you know. But that was the goal. Like that was the goal. Those were my favorites, and you know what I'm saying, they were the ones who were like pushing the envelope on just different levels. They all rapped about different stuff, but it was something sweet. It was poetry about Prodigy. It was like just that mixtape flow and barring you up about Jadakiss. And with Stacks, it was definitely him robotic flow. You know what I'm saying the craziest thing. And it's like, man, how did he even make them words fit?
Why he don't get the credit he deserves? I don't understand.
Man, you know why?
People,
he don't put out enough music. That's what happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He don't put out enough music.
Yeah, a lot of people.
And when he does, he kills it every time. When he drops, he slapped the hell out you.
That verse he did on the Kanye joint.
Bruh, slap the hell out you. Slap the hell out you. I mean, but it's like, you know, and I've had to learn that too, like with the climate of, like, I'm from the early era. Like I lived with albums 2 years, 3 years. You know, I used to live with, like, I played them albums for Aquemini. Like I rocked with Aquemini for about 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Or if not more. You know what I'm saying? Like I rocked with anybody that I just named for years. And I got to live with it and love it and so on and so forth as the time. So that's how I grew up. And I'm like, I remember saying like, yeah, we're going to put out this album. We're going to tour this joint for about 2-3 years. That's going to be crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's in 2000. Like 20 years later, it's like, man, you better come every 8 months or every whatever it is. But
have you ever met Stacks?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Dungeon family, my peoples, man. You know, Ray Murray, my guy Cujo is my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Wade, Rico. Yeah. Say all them. You know what I mean? I used to go past the studio and fuck with Ray all the time, man. You know what I'm saying? So they're my people. So that's why I got a tremendous respect for Dungeon family and that whole clique, man.
Goats. Yeah. That ain't even like, it's like certain people are just non-debatable. Like for like, when you shift some shit, you shift.
Right.
Think about when they came out. Yeah. Think about what was going on when they came out. They shifted they shifted they shifted the rankings. They shifted everything. Right. You know what I'm saying? And they kept pushing the envelope. Like, you know, we went from baseball jersey to the furry pants going crazy to the hey to the like the way you move. Like you can't play with that. Right. That's like creativity on the highest level. Yeah, for sure. You know, okay, so now let's switch gears, and then this is the Red Room, man. They do like live recordings of and all social media is going on at the same time. So shout out to my man Terrific. So let's switch gears. You know, we talked with Pusha T. Now I want to talk to Terrence Thornton. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to talk to. So, like I asked you about, you know, being deliberate about not really showing a lot to your fans or people, but how is it being a newly father, man?
Oh man, it's the best thing ever. Like, it's crazy because my son is like 20 months now, right? So I'm gonna say for the past 18 months, I have been invisible to him. Like, he don't care nothing about where I'm at, nothing. These past 2 months, bro, like, he be, like, crying when I leave. I'm talking about he's, like, looking for me to do you know, when I walk in the door, he like, oh, yep, let's come read. You about to just, he just listen, bringing me books. He doing everything.
Oh, wow.
And it makes me like, it's already hard to leave my house. But now, man, I never want to leave my house. Like, ever.
Wow.
Like, so it's like, I be like last night, I'm in New York yesterday. I'm doing press. I'm doing whatever. It's like, yo, can I make it to the airport in the next hour and a half? Because I can get home now versus, and then I'm like, damn, if I get home, he probably going to be asleep anyway. So I'll just, like, it's everything just depends on his cycle of like where he going to be at, how he going to be up. Is he going to be ready to go? Is he going to be, you know, and that's how I make my moves now.
Okay, that's dope, man.
For sure.
But first, I definitely want to give my condolences to you for losing your mother.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? And when I first seen you about a month or two ago, I told you that I came back to Virginia to give my mom a kidney. And I dropped everything, lost a lot of things from Atlanta to come back to do that. So, you know, I'm definitely praying for you and Gene.
Thank you, man.
And if I don't know who Gene is, there's no malice. But I'm definitely praying for you guys, man, because I can only imagine, you know what I'm saying? So how has that affected you musically, man?
Man, you know, it I can't say it's affected me musically. I feel like, you know, my mom knew everything that was like going on with me and what I, you know, just my plans. You know what I'm saying? Like my plans for everything. So if anything, it just sort of like made me like know, like it's like on my back to just, oh, I gotta finish this, gotta do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause like it's like she know. Like if you knew that I was supposed to do this, I can't like not do it now. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of motivating. It's motivating.
What role did she play in your music career? Like, was she involved in music? Did she play music?
Hell no. My mom ain't give a damn about no music. You crazy? Her or my dad. And I reminded their ass all the time. Like I tell my dad all the time, you told me rap won't gonna be here 40 years. Do you remember telling me that? And he be like, yeah, son, you always tell me. I told you. I be like, yes. You told me this. You told me. And like I had them parents. Like my parents were very like just very like real and very, you know, my dad, very hardworking man. You know what I'm saying? Very focused, very family oriented. And you know, my mom, you know, she was just, you know, she was just like a real like mom. Like, you know, as a kid, like I just gotta tell her what I want. She gonna go argue with my dad to get what I want. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
but she's just like that lady. She like real, you know, you gotta do what she say.
Right.
So but when it came to music, hell no, it was a joke, it was a hoax. She wasn't with it. I don't know what this is. This foolish stuff, you know. I had one of them parents.
Oh, see, that's real dope. But yeah, that
but they got it though. You know, they understood, and it like, you know, and then you got to go through the whole like, oh yeah, I heard you on the radio today. I'm like, Ma, you gonna hear me on the radio? Chill. You know, it's like you gotta like, you know, it's you know, you gotta get them accustomed to like the little things ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Like don't sweat that. Then I gotta like, you know, she taking CDs from church. And I'm like, bro, you can't take CDs from the church. Like, stop doing this. Don't be leaving these CDs. You know, they calling me from the church. They was fighting on Easter. She was in the pew next to him. I'm like, yo, you can't go to, you know, you can't go out Campbell-Stella, Berkeley no more. This is the church where you, all right, you know.
Right.
Somebody take her home, man, please.
Right.
You know, it just was. He's a character, man.
Yeah,
character.
Definitely, man. Like I said, you know, my condolences, and just being, you know, that whole situation, because I had no idea. I just came home to visit one time, and she was just like, my mom was just like, you know, everybody done got checked, and ain't nobody, just go get checked. And I was like, all right. So I go get checked, and like 3 weeks later, she called me. She was like, what you gonna do? I said, what you talking about, Mom? You a match. What the hell is that? What you talking about? She said, you can give me your kidney. I said, okay, so what you saying? She's like, you can have surgery and give me your kidney, you a match. I was like, okay. She said, you gonna do it? What you mean am I gonna do it?
Of course.
2 weeks later, you know what I'm saying, I was back in VA, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
I definitely understand. But what you feeling right now? Are you feeling anything on the local scene, or do you kind of, you know, hear anything?
Yeah. You know, locally, artistically, I really like I like Shaolin for sure. She's an R&B artist. I like Why Not Deuce a lot. He's
Why Not Deuce?
Why Not Deuce? He's like a hip hop hybrid, you know, melody, singing, but it's rap too. It's a mix.
Mm-hmm.
G Lit is like one of my favorites. She's like really one of my favorites.
So you naming some people I ain't never like, and you know, and I try to keep my ear, by being on the air every day. I try to keep my ear to the streets.
Yeah. It's a couple more. It's a couple more out there that I rock with, but I'm like trying to focus my energy locally into like building the infrastructure so that whoever the artist is, anybody I named, anybody I haven't named, they can sort of like hop into this system and, you know, be appreciated locally, gain the heat locally, gain the hype locally, and hopefully make, you know, whether it be labels, whether it be other managers, whether it be somebody, come to them because they're that hot. And within building that, that's what I'm trying to do with Airwave Music Group.
That's right. Tell us about Airwave.
Yeah, Airwave Music Group is my record label. And you know, it's you know, like I was saying, I'm really focused on building the infrastructure of the area.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I feel like, you know, a lot of people have made it out of Virginia, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the one common denominator that we all had to do was we had to go search and beg for a record deal.
Right.
Like we all did it. Like, no shame in my game. The biggest and the best, Missy, she the GOAT to me. And she had to go. You know, Tim had to go. P had to go. Everybody had to go.
Mm-hmm.
We all had to go. All that talent was right here, but we all had to go.
So you're trying to get the infrastructure set up.
The infrastructure set up here like it's set up everywhere else. Like, you know, people think that it's like a lot of times that it's they're like, oh, it's like even like, man, it's like, think about today. Like, this isn't the time of like a put you on as a rapper, like a rapper co-signing you. The kids, the public want to discover you. You feel me? Like, they want to discover it. And we're one of the places where like that discovery isn't sort of built out. And even if they do discover somebody, it's nothing that they can it's nothing here locally that they can like see their artist be like, they can have that fan effect. There is nothing here to give them that fan effect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's just not. And it's like, I feel like that's my first goal with Airwave Music Group.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's the best goal. Like that's the most unselfish goal, cause you ain't gotta be signed to Airwave. If you can find if we can build this out, then that just works for everybody.
Right.
And then from there, you know, it goes.
So that's okay. So really, that really sounds like a lot of what Something in the Water was going to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, Something in the Water played a part. Something in the Water was like, okay, you know, it showed that Virginia could be a destination spot.
Right.
Like, and it hit, like, not for nothing, Virginia has been a destination spot years. Some people were too young to realize it.
Yeah, damn right.
But
Greek Fest, damn it.
yeah, like, you know, when you talking early 90s, 80s, 90s.
For sure.
When you listen to the hip hop of the 80s and 90s, you know, you all, like, if you just listen to the raps, it's somebody always talking about Virginia. Period. Like, Big, Mace, Wu-Tang. Who you want to go to?
Right.
Like,
Greek Fest influenced a lot of that
Public
stuff.
Enemy videos.
Yep.
I mean, that's earlier. That's 80 something. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you want to...
So we need to do some symposiums then, man. Like, we need to do something, man. Because I'm going to tell you, I ain't going to hold you. I'm going to be straight up.
What's that?
When I came back from Columbia, South Carolina, because I did radio in Jacksonville, Florida, Raleigh, Durham, and then I came to Columbia, and then I came back home. I was like, man, they ain't put nobody on from Virginia. Then when I got here for a minute and I was on the air, I was like, oh, I see why. Everybody was coming at each other. It was just no real camaraderie, no real support. And I tried to do the open mic thing and pushing artists, and I was like, oh, hell no, this is just not going to work. And that's what made me, like, for real, that's what really made me say, all right, I'm out of here. Like, dip. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, I just think the approach is kind of wrong. Like, I feel like it's, you know, you got to have, well, look at it. Look at everything that's come out of here, right?
Run it.
Would you, like, as a area that had all of this energy, all of this musical success, like, what has fanned the flame of that success? What has, I mean, who stepped in? Has anybody stepped in outside of an artist to, you know, do a little this or a little charity or what? Like, what has built? What have they done to, like, fan that flame and to heighten that success and to heighten that visibility locally? Like, what? Like,
well, you know, that's why I say, like, something
like nothing.
Yeah,
Like,
nothing really.
Like nothing. Like, and that don't got nothing to do with that don't got nothing. So the artist is as stupid as it is for them to go at each other all the time and so on and so forth. What else they got to do? You don't get to, you know, when you ask to be on radio or, you know, you look to be on radio, like, they gonna tell you about, you know, what's the talk? Come on.
What you mean? You got mix show. You got to get it hot in the club. You know what I'm saying? You got to, you know what I'm saying? You got to do all these different things.
There's no platform. There's no platform there. Then government wise and just locally, like, you know, you're gonna ask about, you know, I mean, what have they done to, like, you know, be like, oh man, look at what we got going on. You know, they never, come on, man. Pharrell and them got a key to the city when? 2 years ago? Well, how long ago was that?
Yeah, that
they've
3
been in
years.
they've been in 30 years. They own the record charts.
Right.
That's when when it clicked in.
Yeah, come on, bro.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, nah.
I mean, now that the area, you know, has big dreams of, like, wanting like some type of basketball or some type of team or some type of whatever, and they're realizing that when they come to scout the area for that type of energy, they realize that, okay, you know, the powers that be, they come in, they're like, okay, so where's the culture at? Like, what's happening? And then they reach out and be like, hey, what can we do to keep you guys, just keep you guys here? And I'm just saying, this is the questions. These are the questions.
Just make it hard.
So it's like, with all that being said, it's like, it's just the truth. So like, it's nothing to dwell on. Like I said, like, hopefully Airwave Music Group can find and can help build that infrastructure and just find champions in all of those little places and realms and, cheerleaders in those specific areas. And we can, build it little by little, man. And it'll get big. And I mean, when you look at it, look at the different hubs that have what it is that I'm talking about. Look at Chicago. Look at Memphis. Look at Miami. Look
Atlanta.
At northern Florida.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
look
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Look at all of these hubs that have. It's not because another artist. It's because radio puts them on. Boom. The promoters is all in cahoots with what's going on locally.
Right.
Boom. The just citywide energy of the powers that be let certain things grow and manifest and turn into, they let that blossom. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, like you named Memphis. Memphis in the same boat as us. Like, them niggas get out of Memphis, they go straight to the A. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they listen. They do. They go to Atlanta because Atlanta's one of the markets that it's close enough to Memphis that it's embracing of it.
Right.
But the truth of the matter is, Memphis has its own. They have their own infrastructure set up for. I mean, simply because if you just look at all the independents from Memphis,
right,
they have to get hot in Memphis.
Right. Yeah.
Now they can leave and go to whoever and they'll go to Atlanta, get played on Atlanta and still don't sign no major because they so hot independently,
right,
which their foundation was laid
in Memphis.
Yeah. So it's like, all I'm saying is, for us and for the area, we have to be able to get that infrastructure and that foundation like solid.
Okay.
So that we can, so that we can be hot enough to spread and they, looking at, oh man, what's going on down there, and they can see. But think about it, you can't even see if you had a hot record, if there was a hot record going crazy. Look at some of the hot records that we've had. Let's say something million views on YouTube or whatever. I mean, there's been a couple of those, right? Like, what would those numbers read on Media Base? Locally here.
Nothing.
Here.
One, maybe because they probably can get,
and they go crazy in the club, right? But
yeah.
Million views on YouTube.
Million views on YouTube. Yeah. They go crazy in the club. They go nuts, right? But so what I'm saying is, there's nothing ever to fan that fire. There's nothing ever to heighten those. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, like, why would Atlanta rep or New York rep look towards it? They don't ever get to see they don't get to see no metrics.
Right. But you know what? I can say that, and being in Atlanta for like 15, 16 years, like when I would say where I'm from, people will be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Oh, y'all got Pharrell, y'all got Timberlake, y'all got Missy. They start running them down, and they be like, damn, what's going on down there, man? So they curious, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's what I be trying to tell people when I be on the air. I be like, listen, structurally, you're set up similar, not the same, but it's similar to like Atlanta. Like, you got South Side is totally different from the East Side. East Side totally different from the South Side. It's totally different from the West Side. You know what I'm saying? But Bankhead totally different from this. So, and they all have their own pockets. Like P-Town, where I'm from, P-City, we totally different from,
for sure,
the beach niggas. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Beach niggas totally different from Newport News niggas. You know what I'm saying? So it's that same type structure, but I don't really understand. It's not really connecting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's not connecting. It's not connecting. it's not connecting because there is no, there has never been no, like when you talk about Atlanta, or you talk about Memphis, there was a time in rap and in hip hop, early days in hip hop, where none of that was being played.
No, none
except
of that.
For where it was.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to build out they set to even hear who they thought was dope in their area, whatever the case may. They had to build out they set. Because if you was on the East Coast, you was listening to Funkmaster Flex and anything that came down that way.
York,
if you was on the West, you had to do that. Now, the thing about Virginia is, I believe that where we are in Virginia, we adopted, because we the South, but we not really, we never were considered the dirty South because we were always adopted by the New York, they would like infiltrate this area coming down. So it's like we were adopted by that.
Right.
So we never had we always were looking to get a record, or we always took influence musically. Oh, that's coming from, that's what's going on. Boom, that's what's popping up top, or whatever we would say, during those times. We always took that route. We never had to like sort of build out our thing. We never had to build out our infrastructure. We never built it out.
Right. Well, let's switch gears, because I can remember, when I was in Atlanta, and you guys would come in, you and Malice, No Malice, and Jeezy, and I took you to the my nigga, man, Carlos Shawty Low video shoot.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so we standing there in the video shoot, right? And damn Gucci, man, fanned out for a minute. He was a little drunk. This big belly Gucci now. This ain't the slim and fit Gucci. This the big belly Gucci. Gucci kind of like, yo, I rock with y'all. Like he went in. So, and I told you, I was like, listen, man, this nigga here, it might not say it, but he's the hottest nigga in Atlanta. You need to do something. What you was kind of like, in a way. You didn't say nothing, but you was looking like, you was like, yeah, what's up, bro? But you was kind of a little reluctant.
Yeah.
Did you ever do something with
Dog,
Gucci,
I got
man?
the best Gucci Mane story.
Man, run it, man.
I have the best Gucci Mane story. So, it's so funny, man. So, boom. One day, Gucci reached out to me. This was years ago. I don't know how far I was from that Shorty Low shoot, but what I kind of attributed it to you. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe the connection. Yeah. I don't even know how it happened. Man, Gucci reached out to me. It's like, yo, I want you to get on this song. This is that. Boom, boom. I said, yeah, send it. Boom. Sends it. Day or two go by, whatever. I'm in the studio. I get the song done. I call Gucci. Gucci, I got the song. Boom, boom. You ready? This is that. He Yeah. All right, boom, send it to me. This and that. Whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. He gives me. We get off the phone. I call him. I said, bro, you ain't never give me no email or no nothing. All right, cool. I'm gonna give you the email, whatever the case. Boom, boom, boom. He never sent me no email, right? So I hit him back. He was like, oh, my bad, whatever. Like, it's a text chain of this, I believe. So I hit him back like, yo, you ain't never sent me the email, whatever. He was like, all right, cool, I'm going to send it, whatever the case may be. Dog, he never sent me the email, right? I called him, he ain't answer. I'm going on about my day, my business, whatever. I get this text. This one be fucking with industry niggas. Listen, curse me the fuck out. When I tell you this nigga cursed me out on this, I forget whether it was a text or was it a phone. Listen, verse done, ready to give it to. Talking to me so crazy on this motherfucking phone. I was no way this side of hell I was giving him that verse. Fuck that verse. I was like, you know what? No. You're right. Listen. I done reached out. Listen, I done called the man. I done reached out to the man. He done told me he was gonna give it to me. He ain't give me the thing. I remind him, yo, send it to me. This is that. I must have missed the call or something. Listen. I'm talking about this shit was so. I kept this in my phone for so long. I show all my homeboys. I said, bro, I can't get this money. I'm playing the verse. I'm like, man, I ain't giving this shit never. Fuck it. But this motherfucker talking to me so crazy. I'm like, man, this shit was hilarious.
Was
man.
it that time when he had the the situation?
Yeah,
okay, but you gotta skim over that because he talked to everybody crazy at that time.
It was so hilarious. But it was listen, I thought it was the funniest shit ever, man. Like, nobody ever cursed me out like that, man. First of all, ain't nobody ever cursed me out for something that I really did do. Like, I was trying to, I'm like, yo. I was like, man, fuck all that. You got it, bro. Right. You got it.
Well, shout out to my man, Low. Rest in peace to Shorty Low, man.
Rest in peace, Shorty Low, man.
Guy,
for sure, man.
That's,
shout out to Gucci, too.
Yeah, guap, man. but yeah, Low, my guy, man. Like I don't think people really understand the power Low had in the A, man, and I really miss him a lot because we used to come scoop me, or he really supported me on my pop program. Was the first artist to come out. He did a lot of shit for me, man. So I really miss him. But yeah, the Gucci situation was kind of crazy. I was shocked because when you listen to him lyrically. But did you remember when the story he told you? Cause he was like, yo, and he got Walker's mom, Aunt Deb was his manager then. And he was like, Deb, come here. What CD that you threw out the window? Cause I kept playing it over and over and over and over. And then she was like, I don't remember. He's like, the clips. She was like, yeah. She threw the shit out of the window because I kept playing it over. And I'm sitting here like, cool. I'm like, damn, I wouldn't have put the two and two together. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all style is so, different. Deep. Yeah, deep. It's deep. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, wow, okay. But yeah, that was a real dope moment, and I really I cherish that because when I reflect back on my man Low, I think about that, man. But since we on that topic about Tony Gonzalez, man, like, how did you feel when you found out the situation that came down with him getting locked up? Describe that moment, like when you found out that got jammed.
Yeah, that was a tough time.
Mm-hmm.
It was a tough time.
And if he was sitting right here, what question would you ask him? Like on the real 100, like what would you ask him?
Not one.
Why is that?
Nothing to talk about.
Okay. Did he influence some of your music? Like his style of what he was doing at the time?
I feel like the style of what was going on at the time influenced the music totally.
Okay.
1,000%.
Okay. Yeah, that was a tough pill to swallow myself, but we live and learn, man. As we get older, we start to, be a little bit more understanding, giving people a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? I would say leeway. That's me personally, you know what I mean, from, the things I've done in my past and the permanent goal I had, you know what I'm saying, coming up. And, so I'm different, but neither here nor there. I just wanted to, get your take on that, you know what I'm saying, if it was a situation where you just, because you do have to admit he believed in y'all at the beginning and he did contribute some things to y'all, you know what I'm saying, to, your whole development.
I've done more for Tony than Tony's ever done for me.
Oh, wow.
1,000%. I gave Tony a shot.
Right.
A shot.
Mm-hmm.
Not knowing nothing about the music industry.
Facts.
I did.
Facts. Was that one of just you and Gene's decision together, or?
No, 1,000%.
Yeah.
It all worked. It all worked for the best.
Right.
during that time. It all worked.
Okay.
But nobody's done nothing for me. Nothing for me that I ain't done for them triple fold. Nobody.
Right.
Nobody. And anybody who stuck with me
still
is
with
12 times richer than they ever was back then.
you. Right.
No lie.
Yeah.
No lie. Like, for real. Like, no playing, no nothing. Not even, like, no faking.
Right.
Musically. In the position he was at.
Right.
Who was there. 12 times gone. Niggas in the street. Who was around. Who was there. 4 times gone.
Right.
But that's it. Nobody, but ain't nobody done. Nobody in this game, whoever came in this game with me, nobody. I'm talking about I'm talking about you could point all around. Nobody done more for me than I done for them. Nobody. No lie.
And let me just say this too, you know.
And nothing to brag about. But
Right.
just like, I just can't, we can't have no narratives of like, nobody. There ain't nobody.
Right.
I done it for all of them. Loyalty, everything. Nobody.
Gene, and I keep saying Gene, but No Malice was my first real interview. I think the first single, and I didn't remember this until one of my DJs called me from South Carolina. He was like, funeral.
Yeah.
I was playing, I was at MD, and I was 6 to 10 at night. And Gene was my first big interview
Right.
that I had. We did a phoner, and my DJ at the time, it's probably about 8 months ago, he reminded me that. And I was like, damn, you're right. So, I've been, because I wanted to hold the home down, you know what I'm saying, the crib. You know what I'm saying, whoever was coming from the crib, I wanted to make sure I played my part and do what I was supposed to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to, kind of, push that out there too. But Ye, man, like working with Ye and just seeing how, he's a genius, but it looked like it could be a little, well, let me just say this, and I'm gonna see why I'm saying this. I interviewed him at the Nova, right?
That's crazy.
Yeah, right. So
when the hell was Ye at a 1,500 seater? That's crazy.
Right.
He must have been on college dropout or something.
He
had to put out a
The
mixtape.
Wire. This is The Wire.
Oh, okay, yeah. That makes sense.
This is The Wire, right? So he, I'm interviewing him, whatever. You know what I'm saying? He grabs the mic and screamed to the top of his lungs. So we wrestling over the mic. He live on the radio. He's screaming, and I'm like, so we wrestling. So I snatched the mic. I'm about to curse. So I'm like, I guess I just close the breakout. So then he just runs off. So my PD calls me and say, yo, what the hell is that? Like, what's going on? Like, but I'm like, bro, don't put him back on the radio no more. So I'm saying, okay, well, this guy must be a little different. But I understand as far as a genius is concerned. You know what I mean? Now it makes a lot of sense to me. I'm like, okay, I can see it. I can see it now. But that was just my Ye story. So, I just wanted to tackle the elephant in the room, in the crib, the Drake situation. So I saw Pharrell on the Drink Champs, and he said, man, I wish those two can patch up whatever they got going on, and I would love to do something for them. You know what I'm saying? He was really passionate about you and Drake, you know what I'm saying? And then, as I look at Big Sean, what he said on Drink Champs, he said that Kanye was infatuated with Drake, and he would talk about him all the time, Drake. Did Kanye kind of influence that situation between you and Drake?
Hell no. Nah.
it's just that when you heard something that just struck a chord and you just went into straight.
I just felt like, in for me musically, and when you're down with a camp, everybody plays their role. Mm-hmm. Everybody has a role to play. Mm-hmm. For what it is that I do, being with Good during those times, disrespecting the brand, disrespecting, the brand, the head of the brand, slighting any of us, musically, that doesn't work well for my brand. Mm. So it's like, man, you can't necessarily be, just be so passive about disrespect. Mm. And I felt like there was a few disrespectful moments. Mm. And, it went how it went.
Yeah. How was your first emotions or your first feelings when you seen him and Kanye patched up, whatever they had?
I thought it was good. I think it'll be good for them. Mm-hmm. Like, I know how to, like, really compartmentalize my energy. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm, like, brilliant. Like, mm-hmm. I am. Like, I'm just, like, and I don't feel. I feel for what I feel for. Mm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. And so, like, I look at it and I'm like, oh, that must work for y'all. And that's what it is. And I look at it how I look at it. And I look at it, 360 degrees around. I'm just like, I'm not that. But it works for you. Mm. And if it works for you, that's what y'all should do.
I would like to see y'all do something together. I mean,
I don't want to do no music. Mm-mm. So it's just no ransom in it for me.
When you say ransom, what do you mean?
Ransom, it's no ransom. It's like it's no treasure at the end of the rainbow for me. Like, I'm cool. I just, I like to just make, at this point in my career, I want to make and keep making the best music that I want to make. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not here to be like, pal around and be friend, and I ain't with all that. I don't gotta be. I just want to do this. You know what I'm saying? And make what I'm making and be great at what I'm doing. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm very particular about my brand too. Like, super particular. Like, the same way I don't like talk and be on, all the IG and right. Same way I don't do all that is the same way I'm like, I want to be more particular about just me and who I'm doing, who I'm working with, and actually what it does for my brand. Okay. I don't,
So when you think about iconic battles and you think about, just to say for one, to snag one, Nas and Jay, they did a lot of disrespectful things, mm-hmm. but they found it in their heart mm-hmm. to kind of, I don't know if they did do some music together, but
they did.
Yeah,
Black Republican, they got a lot of joints.
Yeah. So that's what I see. I do see it because you got to speak it into existence. So one day, hopefully one day, that'll happen. I want to see it happen because, I think it'll be great for the culture. And I think it'll be great for you too and him as far as, your heart of forgiving, man. You know what I'm saying?
No. Listen, I'm not, it's not about forgiving anybody. Mm-hmm. It's just about, like, choosing not to deal in certain mixes. Right. Like, I just don't, I'm not tripping. Yeah. I just don't, like I said, there's no treasure at the end of the rainbow for me in doing that.
All right. But it might not be for you, but it might be for the kids.
No. Everything got to be for me that I do. No, that's the problem.
Don't say the kids.
No.
What about the kids?
No, it's one kid. Man. His name was Nigel Bricks. That's all everything is about Nigel Bricks. Right. No, it's only one kid ever. Uno. Like, no. I just, and like, where I am in my career, like, for real, like, everything is on purpose. Everything is for a purpose. Everything is, is about the greater good, and, like, just, heightening, you know what I'm saying, whether it be my profile, whether it be, you know, the music. I feel like creatively, I got a new race that I'm running.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think you've ever seen an artist who does what I do ascend rap wise and still be ascending at this level.
Mm-hmm.
Still going up.
Right.
Verbally,
Mm-hmm.
the raps. Like, I'm not joking. Like, when I tell you I'm gonna have the best album of the year, I promise you I'm gonna have the best album of the year.
Okay.
No joke. And I'm not just talking, you know, just because that's what you're supposed to say.
Right.
I'm telling you that I'm not fucking around.
Right. There it
and
is.
It's what it is. So it's like,
you don't suppose
you know,
to be.
no. Not even on no rapper shit. I'm just saying that, like, I'm doing, when you say do this for the culture and shit like that, like, I am doing this for the culture because to me, I feel like, you know, my era is the era in which we have to show that, you know, rap can still, you know, we're the era that's gonna be able to show, like, hopefully, that rap can exist far beyond, you know, the years that we're the youngest genre.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's like when you see the Rolling Stones and they 60 on stage and
Mm-hmm.
70 and they selling out da 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 blah 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 blah. You know, when you see Fish, when you see all these rock groups doing so on and so forth, when you see that, it's like we haven't got a chance to show that.
Mm-hmm.
When you see U2 putting out records and it's going crazy, and it's like, you know, rap is the most popular genre right now.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But we still haven't got a chance to show through a long line
Mm-hmm.
of, you know what I'm saying, of artists
Mm-hmm.
that, of course, you got Hove.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? You haven't gotten a chance to show through a long line of artists that this shit gonna be here like this.
Right. Right.
And you gonna be
mm-hmm.
going like this.
Right. Right.
I like, you know, I don't want to do a reunion, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still doing this.
Okay.
You feel me?
Right.
Like, that's what type of time I'm on.
Okay. Well, you know, I just want to give my personal, you know what I mean?
I feel
and
you.
I see, you know, I you know, I got love for you, so I want to see that. So I'm gonna speak that into existence. And
Yes, sir.
And also too, Pop Smoke, man.
Yes.
How was it, you know, working with Pop Smoke, man? Like,
Man, it was awesome to see. It was awesome to see. Pop grow from where he grew from. To be honest, Pop and how Pop grew through his neighborhood, to how it grew through the high schools, to how it grew through the borough, to how it grew through the whole city of New York and all the boroughs, and how it went countrywide. That was like a big inspiration for me and in starting Airwave, because I literally saw Pop be like, you know, it was a neighborhood thing, 2 neighborhoods. Then it turned into a high school thing. And then I watched it turn into, you know what I'm saying?
wow.
5 high schools. And I watched it. They chase him he be at the bus stop when they get off, and they chase him, and you know, and I'm like, oh, this. But again, it's a community
Mm-hmm.
that knows how to value their neighbor and look at him and be like, oh, you dope. Like, you can look at, when you're in Memphis, you look at your neighbor and be like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, he dope. When
Mhm.
you in Atlanta, they be like, oh, he's
Mhm.
dope.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's a culture that has to be created.
Mm.
So, I mean, for me, that's something I saw firsthand,
Mm-hmm.
and I always referenced it when, you know, and when I first came with the idea of Airwave, like, damn, dog, like, I just watched this shit and really witnessed this shit from 2 people to 6 people to the world.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunate, man. Pop, man, super unfortunate.
Where was you when you got the news?
I was in Maryland. I was in Maryland at my home. And my management team had called me because they're the ones who signed Pop. And they were like, you know, on their way. It was, you know, didn't know what really happened quite yet. You know, it was that, you know, that foggy period before everything just gets on, you know, but we knew something bad had happened. And, you know, it was terrible.
Right. So, bro, I just want to, first and foremost, thank you for coming to the crib. Thank you for keeping your word, my nigga. Like, you kept your word.
On,
you know what I'm saying? And you said what you was gonna do, and you did what you said you was gonna do. And I you know, being in this industry, you know, my faith in people was just like, I'm like, oh, you know. But when you came to, I said, my man, appreciate it. So thank you for coming to the crib, man.
All right, man.
You know I rock with you.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And I want to see the best from you. And I always been compared to the third clip. Oh, you look like you could be their uncle, or you know what I'm saying, or something. So that's definitely that. So I'm super proud of you, bro.
Appreciate you.
And you know, anything you need from me, you already know. It's about the moves. You see, anything you come to me about, I'm gonna make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you, my nigga. You know what I mean? For real, man. All right, so it's live in the crib with Pusha T at an interview.
Yeah.
So my crib is your crib, and definitely stay tuned because we got some more interviews coming up, a lot of interviews, and we got the crib movies coming up too as well. All right, so
I'm on that.
Yeah, and
you got my voice on that joint. Let them know.
I got. You know what? You know what I'm saying? You got to do it again, man. All right, so we'll catch y'all the next time, man. So shout out to everybody that was down with the crib. Shout out to the Red Room. Shout out to my man Humble, man. Major shout out to him and everybody else. You know what I'm saying? That's been a part of this, man. It's the crib. My man Shad, Dude, Keely, everybody. All right, so catch y'all the next time on the crib.
The Cribb Show.